Morning chaps and lassies on this lovely cold sunny, is it sunny? Sunday I should say, Sunday morning. Right, okay, let's get straight into it. Last time since I spoke to you, we went through the disc. Have to say, to report back and to be fair, I spoke to the company about that disc and they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They accepted the fact that it wasn't right, it wasn't true. We showed them on the video the various different changes in the thickness size. So yeah, and they basically just said, right, have your money back, which I thought was good. They didn't want the disc, probably because it cost too much considering what they buy it for, the fact that it's made in China, blah 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 blah. So that's good. So I'm sure that they've got other good parts there which I think are probably going to be more than usable, but you pay your money, you take your chance. It's the same with just about everything online these days. Anyway, let's leave that. Thanks very much for them for doing what they did and understanding. So let's talk about what we've got here today. This is out of the box and it is a cradle for a mobile phone. Yeah, this one is made by a company called, if we can get the shot in, Foxwolf. And I think there's a lot of glare on there, sorry chaps. I think there's probably a lot of other companies out there that are making these. It's got all the brass connectors on there, but a lot of them I think they just don't do anything. Unless it's broken. Unless it's broken, which I don't think it is. I just don't think it's compatible with the Bluetooth of the bike. Right, this is the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Not had this phone very long. My old one completely went doolally, but it's all backed up, so that was okay. So we basically cloned what was on that phone to this phone. This phone is working fine, and I've also got the BMW Rider app on there, which is called, let's just get into it. The Rider app is Make Life a Ride, which I think is BMW's slogan, for want of a better word. Now, I can't use that phone to film this because I need to put the phone in the cradle. So we're using the GoPro today. So let's see how we get on. Hope you guys can see that. This cradle is a copy, I believe, because it hasn't got BMW on the top, of the BMW Connect Ride cradle, and works much the same, but, and this is the big but, what you need to think about, guys, if you want to use the little wheel on the handlebar, sometimes known as the Wonder Wheel, Whizzy Wheel, it doesn't look as if you can, because this doesn't seem to have the capabilities to sync with Bluetooth. I'll show you what I mean. So what we'll do is we'll put the phone in the cradle. There we go. Nothing technical about that. It works on the same principle. You undo this little screw here, adjust this, then adjust that, and then tighten it back up again, and it holds the phone in there. Now we'll go over to the bike. Right, it's a bit far away, I'm afraid, from where we shoot, so I'll just go through it by hand and then show you what I mean. Typical dash. It's a GS 21 plate. It's a 1250 version. Here we have a protector, so we're going to take this protector off, press that in, pull that out. Nothing hard about that. Now it's unlocked, the slide's over. The slide's over here, so you can see that we put this cradle that holds the phone, and this is now one unit, and it slots in like so. You get that click to say that it's locked in. And here we push that in, the little slide button here, and lock it. I'm going to leave the key in because I'll be taking it out in a minute. So this is where it gets a bit tricky, and this is where I'm getting a bit flummoxed. My research tells me that you turn on the app and it will look and search I don't know if you guys can see that very well. That might be a bit better. We've got daylight and we've got a bit of light bouncing back on the screen. Let's see if we can... It will look and search. In fact, it's doing it now. Can you see this little chap up here? It's trying to search for another device, namely the bike. Now, the app has already been registered to me. But what I find quite annoying is that this copy does not seem to want to pair to the bike. Now I'm going to turn the ignition on. And I'm going to go into the menu. Wait for it to come up. We'll go to settings. We're actually already in settings. Connections. Let's try that again. Settings. Connections. Mobile phone. None. Now that earlier was connected. So let's just see if the mobile phone is connected in general. Yes, it's got it now. Takes a while to go through the system. So now it's got mobile phone. So it knows the mobile phone is connected to the bike. And we can check that because if we go into Make Life a Ride, we go into Rides, and we go into the bike, Rides, Bike, System. Let's come back out of that. Servicing, that's the one. We can see, even though it's on 90 degrees out of what we want really to view it, we can see that it's all there. So we know it's talking to the bike. But what I don't get is why the device that holds that phone won't pair with the bike. And I'm thinking that only the BMW own brand will do that. Because when we go back out of this, we go to Connectivity Hub and we say connect the device, it just does not find it. And you can sit there till doomsday. The bike knows the phone's there, but the device that the phone is connected to does not seem to be able to connect to the system. And it needs to. And the reason it needs to, from my understanding, is that it will run then the Connectivity Hub so that you've got all the different features from this little chap here. You can use this to navigate around the system, which is a shame. So it looks as if these cheaper cradles that you see on the bike now, I think they're probably made in China. They do not give the same sort of features that you get with the BMW one. And yes, the BMW one is a lot more expensive. But I'm going to talk to them about this because at the end of the day, they're selling this to say that it's compatible for several bikes, including this bike, the GS 1250. And clearly it's not, because all it does do is charge the phone. Well, you know, that's quite a bit of money to spend on just charging the phone when you could get a cheap mount and just use a USB lead. This was about £57 if I remember rightly, so I'm not too happy about that, but we'll see what they say. I'll be back later. Bye.